Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros. Hope everyone is feeling great today. And I want to talk to you a little tiny bit about something that I have had in mind. Being at this point in my life where I'm in my mid 40s, I have seen so many guys, and I say this more targeted toward the men, but this goes for men and women. I just have seen so many people that they just let themselves go as they get older. And there's always this thing about that, you're with your friends and they'll show you a picture of when they were in high school. And it's like they'll look at that picture and they'll say, oh, well, those were the glory days. That's when I was involved in sports and, I had a better physique. So I've noticed that more than ever, people just, let themselves go, and you shouldn't do that. Because when you let yourself go, it brings you back. You don't really feel all that great about yourself. You don't feel great about life. You don't feel excited about life. It's kind of like you just get up and you're just going through the motions. You don't have much to look forward to. There are no goals that you have. And I just feel that it's time to shake out of that. You have to have some self-love. This is not a calling for you to be obsessed with yourself now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's good to have a little bit of self-love. In my case, I have had to make some adjustments. And one of the things that really helped me to reinvent myself a little bit, it just has been my foundation. And here it is. I have learned to put God first. In everything that I do, I put God first. And I have seen the difference. There have been a lot of positive changes. Being in a marriage with an amazing woman now for 20 years, I can honestly say that things have gotten better. And it's because we have learned to put God in the center. We have learned to put Him first. And we both are just, taking better care of ourselves. And I tell you, if you're listening to this, you should do that. You're going to see how your life is going to change. It's not going to happen from one day to another. It doesn't go that way, or it doesn't work that way. It takes time. But if you learn to put God first, you're going to see how things are going to begin to improve. And I'm not just talking about one area. It's everything in your life will improve. But you have to give it time. You have to be patient. And gentlemen, it is time to get in the gym. It is time to take better care of yourself. It is time to, perhaps you've had things that you have hold on to, and it's time to let those things go and just move forward. I have had to get rid of things, even clothes that I had to, just get rid of that and have a fresh start, so that will help you as you go forward, as you reinvent yourself. I had to, just make changes. There are also, relationships that perhaps you may have to let go of because they're just not good for you. Sometimes there are things, people, and places that are going to hinder your growth, that they're going to just prevent you from moving forward in life. So sometimes you're going to have to make those decisions. And for me, like I said, I always go to the source first. I talk to the guy upstairs, before making any decision. And I have people in my life that are important that I go to for advice. But before any human being, I go up there first. I speak to God first. And then from there, I move forward. And however I feel in my heart that He's leading me, that will help me to make the decision that I need to make, whether it is something minor or something major. But again, gentlemen, ladies, it's time to improve ourselves. It's time to make those changes in our lives. You know how they say nowadays, it's time to level up in everything. And this is our time. I am a person who I am passionate about fitness. I enjoy working out. I have seen how it has blessed my life. I'm very thankful for fitness. I've been able, just to achieve the goals that I've set. And it's really cool because now that I've been able to improve physically and I feel much better, probably than 20 years ago, crazy to say, but now that I feel much better physically, you would think probably like, oh, and he's gonna have, now this little swag, everything he wears now, it looks different or it looks better. But that's not the case. This whole thing with me improving my physique and just eating healthier and putting myself through this kind of lifestyle, the having, a calorie deficit, just taking better care of myself physically, it has been a very humbling experience for me because it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of hard work. I have had to even sacrifice a little bit of sleep and just getting up earlier in the morning before I head out to work and just, putting in that workout, eating the right foods, even when you get those temptations, you want to eat those sweets. And I do have a sweet mouth. I like desserts, but there's a time for that. So, I stay disciplined and I stay strict with my eating routine. And that's something that I want to share with you that actually has worked for me. It's been also part of how I've been able, to improve my lifestyle, is also improving, the physical part of my life. That has really, really helped me. And like I said, it has been a humbling experience for me because it has been painful at times. I've learned to work out through minor injuries, sometimes, with a little bit of pain. I have learned how to make the changes I need to make so that I can continue, so that I don't, basically, so that I don't aggravate those minor injuries and make them into something serious. And just realizing that that I have been able to accomplish, it took longer than I thought. It hasn't been anything complicated or crazy out of this world. It just has been me following the advice of people who are professionals, who, they're legit. They're for real in what they're doing. They're not taking shortcuts. I follow their advice and it was super simple. All they said was put yourself in a calorie deficit, stop eating so much junk, take better care of yourself, and just be consistent with what you're doing in the gym. Just show up, make it intense, progressively overload. You want to build a little bit of strength, little by little, not compromising your form. These are the things that I have been doing, and they have worked for me. I went from weighing almost 200 pounds at 6 feet and 2 inches to now weighing 179 pounds. Didn't force it. All I did was just follow the advice of the experts, of these people that, they're just amazing with what they're doing. And it's working. So I just want to let you know that if you do it, it's going to work for you. And I encourage you today, if you're listening to this, once again, put God first in everything that you're doing. And you're going to see how every area of your life in due time is going to improve. You're going to see how everything is just going to get better. But you got to give it time. It's not going to happen overnight. So I hope that anyone that has heard this, I hope that this may lift you up today, that this may bless you. And I hope that you have a beautiful and very happy Saturday. Take care, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.